What's the question?
So the question
Introduction.
Is, just introduce your and just state the property.
Oh,
that
I was just gonna say my name. You told a nice
and,
story there. That was
yeah.
beautiful.
That was a little bit of an introduction.
That was beautiful.
My name is Saiv, and I've been living here for about 9 years. Maddie came in and moved in with me shortly after purchasing this home, and she made it a home.
My name is Madison. I've been living here at 173 6th Street in New Toronto for the last 7 years. And the community here is just absolutely great. Lots of very community-oriented businesses, local businesses, and community groups, and parks, nice close to Toronto. Lots of trees, biking trails. It's great. We first met John. We actually were getting his newsletters to the house, and we loved that they always had restaurants in them that were in the area, and like just neat things about the area. So we really liked the community aspect, and then we just happened to go to one of his open houses a couple streets over, and we were able to meet him and discuss kind of we were looking to sell and maybe buy in the next couple of years, and we were able to kind of learn from him about what the kind of housing market was looking like in New Toronto at the time.
Yeah, we got to know Jonathan Lee before we met Jonathan Lee through his newsletters, and really valued that local perspective.
We had a pretty slow, meandering path trying to think about selling our home, and so the thing that we really liked working with John was that he was very patient with us, walked us through the process, was really transparent about what was going on in the housing market, and even though it's been a pretty volatile time in the city with housing, it was nice and explained everything, told us kind of what to expect from the market, very transparent around what the approach might be like and what we'd be going through when we went to sell and then buy. So that was a huge positive experience on that side of things.
Jonathan made it a lot easier to make that transition move when we were ready to do so. He was very supportive and helped facilitate, a plan to move on to the next stage of our life. But up until that point, he was very patient and checked in on us to keep an eye on when we were ready to make the move.
Something we really liked working about John was when it came to making a decision around both selling and buying, is that he was able to present with us like market trends in the area and really equip us with a lot of knowledge around what to expect and what had been happening in the area in the last 3 months. So we really liked that he was kind of data driven and that he was really in touch with local trends and what was actually happening around us. So it helped us take the emotional side away a little bit and keep us focused on what our goals were.
Agreed.
Sounds good.
Jonathan also helped us buy our new home in Mississauga.
When we bought the neighborhood we were looking at, homes were selling and then offers were going in within a day of listing, and some were even going earlier than that. So I think John's approach, he really prepared us to be able to be ready for that, especially once we realized that was the neighborhood we were looking at, and was able on the day of, especially when the house we ended up putting the offer in for, be really responsive. We were able to get in really quickly. He was really easy to communicate with back and forth and helped us really make that day, while stressful, I think as easy as it could have been. Something that was really helpful for us when we were walking through houses to look at was that John had a really good eye for the kind of layout of the home and like the potential for any future renovations. It was really had a good sense of what the potential of a home that maybe needed a little bit more work could be, and then even in homes that are really renovated, some of the things that maybe looked quite flashy or looked really nice, if they maybe weren't as practical, he had a really good eye to pick out those things. So you could really think about what that space would be like if you were to live in it, which was really helpful, especially when looking at a house that was really, really well renovated.
Yeah, we were really impressed that John was able to use a modern approach when it came to listing the property, and the method that he used to gain attraction and attention to the home. We were pretty impressed by that. Using technology and social media, using a YouTube video to market the house, I thought was a good idea, and yeah.
The YouTube video that John made for us was really great. It really showcased the attributes of the neighborhood. It also built a strategy for the house that was pretty unique. It's quite a small semi and really targeted towards the group of kind of demographics of buyer that he thought would be most drawn to the home.
So Jonathan Lee really helped us with staging our home. It looked really clean and professional, and his recommendations were very cost-effective and really surprised us with how nice he was able to make our home look.
Yeah, I think it really brought out the best of what the home had to offer, and really leveraged some of the furniture and things we already had, just in a more clean aesthetic that really helped, I think, bring out the home for when it came to have the open house and pictures. Looked great. John's a very thoughtful, easygoing, very easy to get in touch with realtor. He definitely knows the landscape of and what the kind of market is like right now in Toronto, and is really well informed, and is also able to communicate that in a really clear way. And it also, in a way, for us kind of new to the market and real estate and not so interested in or definitely was a bit stressful going through it, particularly this time in the city. It was really being informed and having all the knowledge and data of what was happening really helped us keep a clear head throughout the process. Definitely very responsive, easy to get a hold of, especially when it came to negotiating and purchasing our home, which was quite a long day. Really was able to address any questions we had and kind of walk us through that in a step-by-step fashion.
Jonathan took the time to get to know his clients so that he can see what values that they would appreciate in the property that they're looking at.
Yeah, I would agree. And John, he definitely took the time to keep building on what we were looking for as we would see properties and our kind of needs kind of changed a little bit, or we saw more things and changed our expectations. He was able to adapt his strategy and took us to lots of different properties to be able to see a wide range. But then really, once we were kind of focused on where we were looking to buy, was really able to help us narrow in on those and really single out exactly what we were looking to find.
I'm not good at, being put on the
You
spot.
told me all these things in the house earlier.
It's gonna be too serious. I'll make sure that we get just laughing in it in a little bit, so it's it doesn't seem like I have a gun here and I'm all right, say nice things at me,
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry. Oh my god, man.
Yeah, I don't know
You're
what to
killing me.